talk about the properties of logs in this section, section 6.5. So the first property talks about the product rule for logs. And what that is saying is if you have a log, for example, you can break it up as two, like the log of 5 plus the log of x as an addition. If you have a division, you can break it up as a subtraction. The number on the bottom is the one that you would subtract. Notice how I'm writing log and log several times. Any number on the side, on any exponents on the logs can come to the front, like that. So those are the three main properties that we're going to discuss, and then we're going to do some examples with them. Like for example, here it says rewrite the logarithmic as a sum, difference, or product of logs. So for example, on the first one, it's a multiplication. So you would write it as log b of 7 times that 7 and the x are also multiplied. So I can write it as 7 log x plus you see it's everything is added, so we write it like that. I'm gonna write a, b, and c here. I don't know my alphabets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Now for B it would be the same thing. You just expand it. This is why I recommend you just pause the video. This is ln and work it on your own. And then come back and check the answer because it's exactly the same as on the previous one. This would be ln of 3 like that. Now the other one is a division, so you would write it as a subtraction. Like that. Now what happens with letter D looks very scary, but that's just because you have two fractions, but in reality you can rewrite it as x and the z and the w go in the bottom. So you write it as log 4 of x minus log z minus log w. So anything on the bottom you write with a subtraction, anything on top you write with a positive. Letter E would be ln of 1, which happens to be 0, minus ln of 4 to the k. Now this k can come to the front. So it would be negative k ln of 4. ln of 1 you can put in your calculator and see that it's 0. But any number, any log to the 1 would be 0. Log 2 of y to the x is just bringing the x to the front. Like this. So that's expanding, and then the second part is condensing. So to condense them, we're going to do the opposite. So I start with checking if there's any numbers in the front of the logs. If there's no numbers in the front, then I just create an LN. And then everything is added, so then everything must be multiplied on my answer. If you see this one, everything is added. There's no numbers in front, so this would be log of 2a times 11b. Now you could always rewrite it as 22ab, and that's still correct. Again, nothing in front of the logs, but this one's a subtraction. This should have a base 3. This is a subtraction, so I'm going to create my fraction and it will be 28 over 7. So that will be 4. Any positives go on top. Anything that has a subtraction goes in the bottom. So it would look like that for letter D. Letter E, the negative goes to the front of the log. So in reality, this would be 1/7 to the negative 1, like that, which is the same as just log B of 7. The negative exponent flips the fraction. So this is like this, log B of 7 over 1, which is just log of 7. And then finally F, the 1/3 comes to the front of the log, or the ln a to the 1/3. And if you put that in the calculator, it's ln. Now the Casio has the little corner button that you use for any problems that don't have a log. But if you do not have the Casio, then you would be using the change of log formula. So if you're trying to evaluate this in the calculator, you could do log of 23 over log of 5. The base always in the bottom and the number on the top. And that's how you calculate it if you don't have the Casio. If you have the Casio, you just plug it in. So like for example, here are the examples, these examples here. I'm going to put this little corner button and then put 3, 22, and I get the answer. To 5 decimal places, this one would be 2.81359. Now, if you don't have the Casio, then what you're going to do is you're going to do the change of base. So you will do log of 22 divided by the log of 3. And see, you get the same answer. So that's how you will work on this. All the answers are on the worked out solution, so I'm not going to write every single one. I'm just telling you that's how you would do them, either with the Casio, or if you're using the change of base, you would do log of 65 over log of 8. In whichever method you're using, you should get the same answer. Here's are some other ones that we're going to do with the calculator. It says without the calculator. And the reality is I am not going to be looking, I'm not going to be checking if you, on the video, I'm not going to be checking, did you use the calculator for that one? Did you not use it? So you are welcome to use it for all of them. But basically what you're looking is for the power of 7 that gives you 343. And it's going to come up again when we do equations, and we can go over that. But this one is -3. Write the following as a single log. So it's plus, so it would be multiply, like that. This one again plus, so you would write log base 2. Oh, the 2 comes up as a power of 2, so it would be 5c squared. Write the following, separate them. So this would be, you see the logs, any number on top is positive, so log 7 plus log c, and then minus log 5. Like that. Anything on top, I write positive. Anything on the bottom, I write with a minus. So in this one, the 4 goes up as a power, and so does the 2. So I end up with having log 3 to the 4th divided by x to the 2. Divided by because of the minus. So the division comes from the minus, and then any numbers on the front, you carry them up as powers. write it as a sum and difference with no exponents. So first, if they're on top, I'm going to write them as pluses. So the x goes with the plus and so does the y. And then minus the one in the bottom. Now any exponents, you're going to put them in the front as just regular numbers. So it will be 14 log x plus 14 log y minus 10 log z. Kind of like that. Sorry if you can hear my kids. They're watching TV in the next room and the walls are very thin. And I don't have a door, so that doesn't help. This one just says you can evaluate with the calculator. So if I use my Casio, I would just put it in my corner button. And I get that. Now, if you're going to do it with the change of base, you would do log of 32 divided by log of 12. And you still get the same answer. And then here it says, which of the following are equivalent to this? So let's try to simplify them and see which one would be equivalent to. Everybody has the same base, so we're just going to worry about the top. Like here, that 1/3 would come to the front, and I get log b of 64 to the 1/3. If I put 64 to the 1/3, you get 4. So this would be log b4. So this one works. Here, this is a subtraction, so it would go as a division, 24 over 6, which is 4. That one also works. This one, the negative comes to the front as a power. And what it does to the fraction is going to flip it. So it becomes that. So that one also works. Now if you look at this one, we're multiplying because it's a plus. So it would be 1/10 times 40. And when you do that multiplication, you get 4. So that one works too. And then finally this one would be log b 16 to the 1/2. When you put that in the calculator, you will get 4. So all of them are equivalent to log base b of 4. The next ones are additional examples that are very similar to the ones we just did. So I will not go over those. But if you have any questions on those or any of the ones I went over today, just let me know and I'll be happy to go over them with you.